back at it again, and we have another one with Charlie Kirk. Gotta love these, man. You gotta love them. Let's dive in.
America is the greatest country ever to exist. Not even close. What country would you say is the greatest?
Define greatest. What makes a country great?
Most productive, most accepting, most generous, most benevolent.
Most accepting?
Yes. We take in half the world's immigrants every single year. How is this not accepting? What does that have to do about not being accepting?
Who are you?
My name is Charlie Kirk, and
I noticed. I don't know if that's a guy or a chick, but whoever it is, changed the question. Just pointed at, I'm assuming, the sign that he has in front of the desk. And then he said, well, what's not accepting? Didn't really have an answer, huh? So then the person asks, well, who are you? Did y'all catch that?
What does that have to do about not being accepted?
Who are you?
My name is Charlie Kirk, and I love America.
Why are you here?
Because I love talking with people I disagree with.
What have you done for your country?
Started an organization that's now in 1,000+ campuses to save the greatest culture and country ever to exist.
I'm assuming it's a chick, so I'm just going to call the person a chick. She asked him, what has he done for the country? Well, what has she done for the country?
Hires vets.
And hires vets.
And hires vets.
And I've had thousands of hours of conversation about these ideas.
What's with the cameras? Is it necessary?
Well, considering I've been assaulted, followed, stalked, and had things thrown at me, the greatest protection I have is cameras. It's a public space. Okay. One second, I want to wrap this up. It's all good. But what country would you say is greater than this one?
You'd have to define great.
I just said, I mean, we take in half.
Your definition of great.
I mean, we are the.
You say that the United States of America has always made the greatest decision, because nobody's perfect, right?
No, I never said America was a perfect country, ever.
Okay, yeah.
Nor have we. We've made a lot of
You're not saying
mistakes.
that any other country has done anything great?
No. That's not what I've.
Oh, my goodness. Yep, here we go. People taking things to the extreme. So you're saying America is perfect? No, no place on earth is perfect. So you're saying no place on earth has done anything great? No, I'm not saying that. There's been a lot of countries that have done some great things. How do you get that out of America's the greatest country? There can be other countries that have done great things. That's like saying, you know what? Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever. So no other basketball player could ever do anything great. Huh?
Greatest decision, because nobody's perfect, right?
No, I never said America was a perfect country, ever.
Okay, yeah.
Nor have we. We've made a lot of
You're not saying
mistakes.
that any other country has done anything great?
No. That's not what I've said.
Then why do you go to that extreme?
Because from an objective analysis,
Objective analysis.
correct, of world history.
And mind you, she hasn't named a better country yet.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, exactly.
We are the most creative, the most accepting, the most benevolent, the most generous, most forward-thinking and productive country ever to exist. We are a country that sent 37,000 of our own citizens to die on the Korean Peninsula so South Korea could exist, and we asked for nothing in return. No country's ever done anything close to that. We sent a
Education sub from
reading history.
reading history.
How is that not true what I just said?
Reading what history? What kind of bias stuff?
No, but what am I saying that's untrue? Americans gave away $500 billion to charity last year, voluntarily. We take in half of the world's immigrants. Half.
Do you know how those trusts work?
No.
Do you know that only 5% of the money that you put into a non-profit or a charity even has to be used?
So
Which is more than they make on interest, you realize.
So most charities and most foundations will use 90+% of the net assets they get every single year.
She is right, though. I have read that. If you have a nonprofit, you only have to donate like 5% of, whatever has come into your nonprofit, technically, in order to keep that status. So she is technically right, but she's trying to be smart about it, as if to diminish the fact that people willingly gave away their money to what they felt was a good cause.
So
more than they make on interest, you realize.
So most charities and most foundations will use 90+% of the net assets they get every single year. What?
Got any facts with you? Or you're
Yeah, you can look at the IRS website. I understand what I'm saying might bother you, but we're also the most accepting, least racist, most diverse, multiracial country in the world by far. We've been in. Okay, how? Look at the United.
The most accepted.
We take in half the world's immigrants every single year.
So?
So
You don't think other countries do other? Why is most America in poverty?
most America's not living in poverty.
Really?
Yes,
Are
really.
you educated on that subject?
We're the richest country in the world by far. We have an American middle class is a uniquely
You ever
American
talk to
concept.
poor people? You can walk down the street and see all the homeless people?
You mean-
Excuse me, I grew up in a gang-infested neighborhood. So you want to talk to poor people? I'm talking, and we're talking to you from a perspective of people that have experienced.
You know that America's poor are actually in the richest 1% in the
How
world.
much research have you done?
A remarkable amount
Just said that.
1% of what?
of people in the world.
How's the richest 1%? What about the rest of us?
No, what I'm saying is that a very poor person in America is relatively extraordinarily rich by world standards. Yes,
Why would you say that?
because they have access to air conditioning, medical care, cable television, Wi-Fi,
All
transportation.
Americans have access to medical care?
90+%.
Bankruptcy?
What is Medicaid? Tell me what Medicaid is.
Medicaid.
45
Does
million
everybody
poor
have
Americans have access to health care through a
They
Medicaid.
reach the median level of income, but they can't afford their medical bills.
They
Or
can go
can't
on
afford health
Medicaid.
insurance.
That's what
You know how much
Medicaid
health
is for.
insurance-
This chick had no clue what it is she was speaking about. She had a decent thought on one of those things, and that's the charities only having to donate 5% to keep their status as a charity. That was it. Everything else was just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. And the fact that he continually answered her questions and she kept throwing out BS just lets me know, her state of mind. Right? She wants to be a victim. She wants to be a victim because if you remember, there was a part in the video where he was speaking about what I had touched on, and he was talking about the poorest in America are part of the 1% of the world, and she was like, oh well, really? Well, what about me? What about you? You're on a college campus. Like, of course you're going to be poor. Like that's part of the struggle. Like you expect to be eating steak and caviar every night. Most working class Americans don't even do that. So like, what do you mean? I don't understand. You look like you have clean clothes on your back. I'm sure you have a warm dorm room to go back to or air conditioned depending on how hot it is. You have food to eat. You have clean water to drink. Obviously, like I just mentioned earlier, a shelter. And you're complaining? See, like I stated in previous videos, as Americans, I feel like we have allowed some of our population to just become way too privileged. We have forgotten what life could be and was for certain folks. We don't even know the true definition of poor anymore. Does it suck not having money? Yeah, sure. It sucks. But at least you live in the best place to not have money. We have programs that are willing to take in folks who need a roof over their head, homeless shelters. We have programs or places that are willing to give, people who don't have money food banks, soup kitchens. We have programs for folks who don't have money to pay for health insurance and make sure that they get the the treatments that they need, Medicaid. And she's complaining. I'm just convinced some folks will just never be satisfied. You could have given her a Rolls Royce, and 2 years down the line, she would be complaining because she couldn't afford the brand new one. What about poor people like me? As she's sitting in a Rolls Royce. I'm just saying, at a certain point, it's just like, you can't be serious. These folks are allergic to work. And that is why they sit around and complain and want to be victims and scream about the inequalities and not the inequality of outcome. We should have equal outcome. That's why they sit and yell about all this stuff, because they're allergic to work. They don't want to put in the work. And I get it. Yeah, it sucks, but that's life. Life isn't always a crystal stair. It ain't sunshine and rainbows every day. Once again, as the saying goes, the sunshine wouldn't feel so good if it weren't for the rain. Y'all talk to me in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. I appreciate every single last one of you guys that, like, comment, and subscribe. Help this channel out to grow, because, once again, it doesn't grow without your help. So, thank you guys so much. Peace and love. I'm out.